I don't
And
know.
we're dealing a lot with the women, but I also want to talk about which I don't get it, but the mental place of the man, because this is also becoming more popular. Hey, women's empowerment, we can do everything the man
Mhm.
do.
Seeking brother husband.
Polyandry is a thing where one woman got two
Yeah.
husbands or two significant others. And I don't know the psychology of the man that's cool with that, except for in the situations, like you said, where there is fluidity and they're also with the other man that's in there. But all of those are not that type of relationship. Some of them are just, they're both sharing a woman. I
Mm.
It's harder for me to speak to that as a woman on the man's behalf, but that is something else that's happening in our society where it's hard. It's becoming hard for anybody to feel safe to in a relationship. Some even
Mm.
men. I listened to something where I was very surprised at the statistic of how many men don't have any kids, because it used to be all these men got kids out here. No, it's a small group of men that got all the kids. They the ones sleeping with everybody. How many of the childless, never
Yeah.
been married men group
So
is
true.
big, big.
Where
Honey,
they at?
I went on the doggone app that I've been on. I've been meeting so many black men, single,
Girl,
no
what
kids,
app is
never
this?
been married.
Okay.
What app?
Facebook,
Who?
Facebook dating, and I've
Girl,
been
all I
so
keep meeting is
surprised by
redneck
it.
Billy from the sticks of wherever.
And I've been so
Oh,
surprised by it because these dudes are around our age, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's kind of weird to me because it's that preconceived notion then,
Mm-hmm.
honey, you might as well just get ready to be a stepmama because ain't nobody out here that
Right.
ain't got no children. They just don't exist. But I mean, which, I don't mind, dating a person with kids, but I have met a lot of
Yeah.
men,
No
never been
children.
married, no children.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That is a
think then maybe
growing,
it's the area.
right. It's a growing thing
Yeah.
amongst our particular age demographic, the
Mm-hmm.
40s,
Yeah.
men in their 40s. I know some in my church, good dudes, never been married, have no children.
Yeah.
And they don't, and they're straight men. Um, I don't know. So it's really something that we really can take to prayer, because relationships on both sides and that feeling of lack of security. There are some men who think women won't be faithful,
That's true.
you know. So it's a lot. All right. Go
I
ahead.
do
Go ahead.
think, yeah, I do think that's interesting though from the male standpoint because the ratio is so many more women to men ratio. So the fact that you have a man willing to share his wife with another man, I'm kind of looking at you like, are we dealing with some security issues, some insecurities? Because literally, bro, you could have your own.
Right. Well, that is let me tell you where I believe some of the insecurity. I hope we don't go too far left, but this is very good that we're going there. Part of that, because I've also listened to get a roll of the eyes, but the manosphere community, where the whole gripe is that the women who, even though there's a plethora of women, the women have a 2% view of, they only want 2% of men. The six
Mm.
feet, six figures, six whatever. It was like 666 something, which we don't like that number. But anyway, no, it was 6 feet, six figures, and something else. But that view, and now we're being generic. But
Yeah.
basically, the group of women, even though it's a plethora, they don't really want the 80%.
Mm.
They don't want the bus driver. Y'all saw that. I think I
Oh,
Yeah,
I
probably
so
saw
I'm
would
that
about to
clip.
too.
say they
They
wanted they
don't
wouldn't
want the
marry no
bus
bus driver.
driver. They don't want the bus
Mm.
driver. Let's see. Oh, everybody's not gonna be no entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta work. You can't have
Mm-hmm.
all these
Somebody.
chiefs with no Indians. You're not a chief. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's another topic for another day. But they don't want the bus driver. They don't want the trash guy, even though the city workers make good money. Holla if y'all hear me, ladies. They make good money. But they don't want the what they call the average man, because that's average. So and whether that's real or not, when I say whether it's real, whether it's a perceived reality because of what we see on the TV screens, or whether it's a real reality, like in real world, its perception becomes reality. When you think you're not wanted and you encounter that a couple times, you say, well, I'm not what they want. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's probably a possible explanation.
Yeah.